In reference to the previous video on process state transition diagram, here I am discussing about process creation, process suspension, and process termination in operating systems. So the very first point is to discuss that what is process creation. When a new process is created, operating system assigns a unique process identifier, that is process ID, to it and insert a new entry in primary process table that can visualize from the process control block, that is PCB. There are various conditions with the help of that the process is supposed to be created. The very first one is when the user requests for process creation, when the system initializes, when execution of a process creation system call by a running process. We can better visualize the system call with the help of the diagram. The process creation can be achieved through the fork system call. This can better visualize with the help of the diagram. The newly created process is called the child process, and the process that is initiated, it is called the parent process. After the fork system call, now we have two processes. One is parent process, another one is child process. Here we can see with the help of the diagram, the fork system call return process ID of child to parent process, and it will return 0 to the child process. Now coming to the process suspension. The process suspension and process resumption are used to temporarily stop a process from executing and then restart it again. For process suspension and resumption, medium-term scheduler works. This swapping is one of the input-output operation. It enhances the performance when all the processes in main memory are in the blocked state. The operating system can be suspended one process by putting it in suspended state and transferring it to the disk. The space that is freed up in the memory can then be used to bring in another process. There are again various conditions for process termination. The process termination occurs when the process is terminated. Here actually the exit system call is used by the operating systems for terminating one of the process. Now some of the particular following cases. A process may be terminated after its execution is naturally completed. A child process may be terminated if its parent process requests for its termination. A process can be terminated if it tries to use a resource that it is not allowed to. Say for example, a process can be terminated for trying to write a file while the file is already in read-only mode. The process can be terminated if an input-output failure occurs for a process. Say for example, if a process requires the printer device and at the same time the printer is not working, then that particular process will be terminated. Now we can better understand the process termination, the process suspension, the process creation from a one single diagrammatic presentation. Here, the process is in the new state when the process is about to create. After creation, it will be in ready state and then waiting for a resource. Now the execution starts. If everything goes fine, then it will be terminated. If there are certain issues, then it will be suspended. Similarly, if there is a less space in memory, then it will again suspended. Meanwhile, if it is in waiting for an IO device, then it will be blocked. And also, if there is a less space in main memory, then again it will be in blocked state. This is all about the process creation, suspension and termination. Thank you.